there. Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits. Coming to you from the Motorcycle Garage in sunny and frigid Santa Cruz, California.
Frigid's that's a wee bit.
Don't they have a pill for that?
Well, yeah, once it drops below 60 degrees, we all freak out.
That's what the pill's for, then.
It must be 52. I'm chilled to my bones.
Yeah, well, let's get the weather report from Bagel, and let's see what it's like up in the Pacific Northwest at the moment.
Hey, everyone. This is Liza, and I'm chilled. I'm chilled. Got to put on more than a sweatshirt. It's too much.
We're so spoiled. It's terrible.
I know. Back after a long hiatus, running the board. It's Stumpy John.
Hey, everybody. Missed this place. I successfully made it out of Florida. They didn't want to let me go.
Congratulations.
And I didn't make it out with a mullet, but I'm here.
I was working on a segment for tonight. I'm like, well, John got back from Florida. I always love to do a Florida man segment.
Yeah.
And if you Google Florida man motorcycle, they're just all too tragic.
Well, it's like the dude that got tased in the gas tank in his backpack. It wasn't in Florida. That was Arkansas, man. But I think
That is a special place right there.
I'm not even going. They're all too tragic to share. There's just way too much.
It's like a bad B movie that writes itself.
They like both motorcycles, though, Harleys and Davidsons.
So yeah, glad you're back, John. On the Classy Girl couch tonight. Representing, since Emma isn't here in person, so we've got the next best thing. It's Cat McLeod.
Hey, everyone. Back from a trip up north in Northern California, and various parts of my body are still thawing out.
Oh, that's right. You went up to Northern.
Oh, yeah, north of Crescent City. But my partner can talk about that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of your partner, this is the first time joining us. It's Mouse.
Thank you. Hi.
And
it's nice to be here.
You're the brains behind the operation?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. How do
I'm
you
trying
pronounce
not to steal the thunder here.
brains and the looks, apparently.
Exactly. And, you heard the sultry tones of Naked Jim.
Hey, good to be here. Yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. Daylight savings, that's a cool thing.
I know.
Ride dirt bikes. I rode dirt bikes yesterday.
Where'd you
Get
go?
out there, get some. I went to Hollister just to shake down the bike before we head to the desert.
No, you didn't invite me.
Yeah, I was full. The truck was full. I had a bike
right.
in it.
I didn't.
Yeah, spur of the moment,
Yes, and coming from the frigid tundra of Oregon, it's Bagel.
Yes, where it is really frigid. We got snow today for the first time. But I am happy to report that I am feeling nice and cozy here in my shop because I just got heat installed this week.
Oh, what kind of heat? What do you got going?
I got a little mini heat pump installed, a mini split.
Oh,
and
awesome.
it is doing an awesome job.
Climate controlled bagel.
Yep.
Stays fresh.
So now I have no excuse to not work on stuff this winter.
Well, now that he's graduated from scooters to mini motorcycles, he now has to treat them better. So he got the heat. That makes sense.
Traitor.
Yeah. Do you notice, Kat? There's something with some turn signals behind his shoulder.
And you have to throw a leg over it.
A vessel.
Kind of.
Yeah.
All right. And it has a gear shift to it? Wow.
Sorta.
The handlebars fold down. Does that count?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that reminds me. We had a bunch of new people come by the garage today. I was busy. I was
missed
busy
all
today.
That was early, huh?
Yeah, a bunch of new people who found our podcast and came by on various degrees of things working or not working. But I didn't tell you one of the best. Oh, it's so funny. So Christina came by on that Rebel 250 that she got when there was that whole deal. She traded the scooter. Ellie got the Shadow, and then from Michael, and then Michael gave Ellie gave there was a whole everyone traded up. You just muted me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was going to eat some candy, and I was trying to mute it to be nice.
Sorry,
I'm just going to...
Do hot tamales.
So somebody stole her Rebel 250.
What?
And they drilled out the ignition.
Oh, she got it back. I heard her say it got stolen. Okay.
They drilled out the ignition, and then they tried to use a pry bar on the gas cap. And then apparently got into a pursuit with a CHP on a Rebel 250.
The story just got way better.
On a Rebel 250?
Yeah, the story just got way
They
better.
actually got it running.
That's awesome.
They're visiting from Florida.
Oh, man.
And then they bailed on it, so she got the bike back. But she had to put a new ignition switch in. And so she brought that. And she's like, where's Emma? I need help. I'm like, come on, we can do this. You can figure it out. Wasn't actually too complicated. It was taking a bunch of parts off underneath the handlebars and different, just
it's nestled
taking
in
things
there,
apart.
right?
Yeah, it wasn't that hard, but you have to get access to all the screws.
Yeah.
So, but she's the type of hesitant mechanic who's reluctant to. She's just uncomfortable, so she takes a little pushing, and like you can do it, and letting her kind of be flustered. I don't know how this goes together. I don't know. Well, you only have 2 screws. I think you can figure it out. But at one point, she was like, she got the ignition in. I said, before you bolt it all together, just try it out first. Make sure it turns on before you, put everything in. She's like, what? Now I can't find the keys. Where are the keys? God damn it. And she's rifling through her backpack. Well, I was sitting there with Max, who dropped by today. We could see the keys sitting on the seat of the motorcycle from our chairs. And she's ripping her bike, going through boxes, going through trash. I don't know where these keys are. And we're just sitting there grinning like, you just got to let her go through this madness. She finally found them. And it worked. So then I'm like, great, bolt it all together. So then she was getting frustrated. And we were all kind of helping her, but letting her be frustrated. I can't find this screw, just, But she did it. She did it all herself. Gets everything bolted up. And I'm looking down at the ignition, and I saw, there's the writing on the collar around the ignition. And it was upside down.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh. You installed it upside down. She's like, wait, what does that mean? I'm like, well, crap, do I got to take it all apart? And I said, maybe not. Why don't you do this? I need you to get on the bike, turn it on and start it in neutral, and then let the clutch out slowly. If it goes in reverse,
I knew something was coming.
then you're going to have to. She's like, oh, no. And
right.
John, not Stumpy John, John was there, and he's like, oh, right, because it might reverse the polarity on the starter. And he's just like
playing along.
No.
And so there's like 3 of us standing around, and she's like, okay, it started. And she's like, crap. I'm like, I'm standing behind her. I'll spot you if it starts to go.
You're horrible.
That's awesome.
You are horrible.
And she reluctantly let out the clutch and it started to pull forward. She's oh, thank God. I'm like,
You guys are terrible.
That's great. She still doesn't know.
So did you leave it upside down?
Yeah.
Oh,
We left it upside down.
okay.
Yeah. So
Because that's the next learning thing is whatever screw or bolt you tighten, be ready to untighten it no matter how many times.
yeah. So we were messing with her a little
Well,
bit.
that's fun. She was having a good time. She was here all day.
is.
Oh, and joining us,
Hello.
it's Miss Emma.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darlings. Oh yeah, I'm in my sick bed. I'm actually
no.
not, but I'm
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I am too.
What are you?
You don't have the Rona, do you?
No, I got the clap.
She got the clap again.
Oh, okay. That's it. That's all.
You'll learn one of these days. It's always after payday.
You're not supposed to
Always
gargle with
after
foam
payday.
filter oil.
I can't help myself. Hello, darlings. So I can see Jim, and
That's the most important one.
I can see Cat, and who else is in there?
You have Mouse on.
Oh,
the couch.
Mouse!
I
Hello,
was looking
darling.
forward to meeting you in person.
Well, if you did meet me in person, I guarantee I would give you this awful hacking cold. So next time.
So I was just finishing up a story. So fortunately, Christina was here and she swapped out the ignition on that Rebel, and also it came a match set with a gas cap. So she was able to
that's good.
get
Then,
that
'cause
all.
that's one thing to think about. It's like pain in the ass and extra key. So that's good.
Yeah,
Did that set work? Because
yeah, she did.
that
It.
set was the cheapest of the cheap. I think I paid like $25 for everything. Oh yeah, I mean it was yes.
For an ignition switch and a gas cap.
Oh, and a helmet lock and a steering lock.
Ooh, wow.
But then she was like, "Oh, okay, now we can do the helmet lock." And I was looking at it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you have to take the fender and the wheel off because the bolts come from inside the frame to bolt that in. Of course, it's a it's a lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, let's save that for another day.
That's funny it didn't come. I think the Nighthawks come with a helmet lock.
Yeah, but they don't make it so that you can get a screwdriver on there and take the helmet lock off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. These bolts come from behind.
Hard to get.
On the inside of the frame where the fender
I'm just surprised it didn't come with them stock, but yeah.
Yeah, anyway. So, and I had a bunch of other people here, got rid of some gear. John showed up. The reason that Stumpy John can't be called John, because the first John Harris from episode number 2.
John the Baptist, as he's known.
Yeah.
He's a little stumpy too, though.
He was here. So, yeah, that's the reason you are Stumpy John.
Well, he's as stumpy as I am, so I should be like not Stumpy John or Stumpy John 2.
No, he was John, and then John Dalton came along, so he's John Dalton.
All right.
Now you're Stumpy John. Just
Yeah, but John is spelled differently. John is Jon.
Oh, that's a weird one.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Emma, missed you. I was running around all day.
Well, I'm
with
sure it
different
did you
people
good,
showing
darling.
up. What?
You know what? I'm sure it did you good. And you know what they say? Abscess makes your fart go Honda. That's what they say.
Is
or
that what they're
something
saying?
Yes.
I think that's the cough meds talking.
No, I think an abscess makes your fart go Honda. So I'll be along next week because this thing is a very, very nasty cold. So back to my cold because this is what I want to talk about.
I'm sorry, it's not on the agenda tonight.
Well, no, that's okay. No, it actually.
It's listed under current events.
Yes, with current events. It started on Wednesday, terrible sore throat, and then the last couple of 3 days I felt like hell. But I am feeling marginally better today, and I went out for a little ride earlier, which did me the world of good. So, no, I'm going to be back to 100% probably tomorrow or Wednesday.
But not Tuesday.
No, never
We got
on
to
a
skip
Tuesday.
Tuesday for that, right?
Never on a Tuesday, darling. Never on a Tuesday.
Just in time for not us.
Yes. Right. Exactly.
I have some plugs to do. Now who's she talking to? Are you talking to a cat, or is Kathy crawling around on the floor?
No, I'm looking at all these emails that have been
Oh
sent.
yeah, save that.
Yeah, I'm not even going to open any of them because it's all about Ducatis, which, as you know, is a favorite subject of mine.
Yeah, save that. That's for something else. A couple quick plugs. Rev Sisters Film Festival still happening. You can get your tickets. The free preview weekend is over, but it's only $10 to get access to some great films. And go to revsisters.com. That's going on for another week before that closes. And we've been having a lot of people viewing films and voting for viewers' choice because everyone who watches gets to vote for which one they like the best. I'm not going to say what's in the lead.
I was going to ask, is there a clear favorite? So I'm going to ask you this, Liza. Do you have a clear favorite? I know that's like asking which is your favorite child, but
the one that I really enjoyed, I think I mentioned briefly, is called Little Giant, the PW50 story. And it's the one about a guy who buys an old PW50 for his little daughter because he started out on a PW50. And so it's about the process of him fixing this bike up and teaching her to ride, but also talking to a lot of racers and people who started out as a kid on a PW50 and about what an impact that bike had on the market for getting people into riding and little kids on dirt bikes, basically. So I really like that one.
And anything involving Liza Miller and mini bikes is always, that's a match made in heaven, right?
Well, it doesn't involve me, but what a cool
nevertheless,
bike.
It's, yeah.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Mimi and Moto, the perfect holiday and Christmas gift for kids in your life. If you want to introduce them to motorcycles, there's no better way to do it than the Mimi and Moto kids books. Have you guys seen this? They now have plushies and everything, and you really do want to start them young. Our friends Nancy and Mark, who created Mimi and Moto, have been on our show. They want you to join their mission to get more children excited about motorcycles. So you can go to mimiandmoto.com where you can purchase their books. They have the Adventures of Mimi and Moto, and they also have Mimi and Moto Ride the Alphabet. They have t-shirts, onesies, ornaments, and plushies. And stay tuned, because Nancy and Mark are working on a new chapter book called Mimi and Moto's Magical Meteors First Gear, which will be released in early 2023. So remember, visit mimiandmoto.com today and get some Christmas shopping done that will help create future motorcycle riders.
And as a postscript to that, one of my proudest achievements, if you buy a copy of Mimi and Moto Ride the Alphabet and look inside the back cover, it lists all the investors and my name's there. So I really believe in these books. They're wonderful little books. Children absolutely love them. My granddaughter was absolutely captivated by them. There's always lots of little things going on to really get little children's minds involved with them. So they're great. Buy Mimi and Moto.
There you go. My other plug is for our 500th episode party. This is getting closer. I'm freaking out, man. Jim, I gave you a preview of kind of what I've been working on.
Yeah, high production value.
I mean,
none higher.
We're putting on a show. Got a lot of Misfits coming. I think we're going to have like 13 Misfits on stage, all mic'd up, from many different generations of the show. So that'll be interesting. We want people to come, and there are people coming in to town.
Yeah, from out of town. Yeah, people looking for some ride advice and things like that. So yeah, hopefully we get a lot of visitors.
Yeah, it is December 3rd, Saturday, December 3rd. And there's going to be a ride during the day, and then the show at night in a theater, and then Sunday doing an open house at the garage, cooking up some hot dogs.
And what I thought we might do, because we're going to do the group ride during the day, be about 4 hours. When we come back into town, I thought we could have just like a social mixer if people want to meet at a place called Abbott Square. It's right next to the theater. It's kind of an open air place where you can eat and get different types of food and drink and stuff like that. So I'm thinking,
meet Abbots. You know, there are many Abbots there to meet.
Yes, the Abbots. Yeah. Used to be the Cooper House before the earthquake. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, maybe we'll do a little meetup there beforehand. And yeah.
The pre-mixer, the doors open at the theater at 5. The show doesn't start till 6 because I figured we'd do a mixer there. And I'm going to be providing some food and drinks and
not
stuff.
The gallon bottle of tequila. That's not going.
You don't think that's a good idea?
No.
We've got like
you don't even drink.
I know. I need to get rid of it.
It would certainly make the podcast very interesting that night.
Yes, exactly. If we're just passing out. At first I thought, let's just pass the bottle around the audience. I'm like, that's not really COVID safe.
It'll start sounding like the UK Parliament. You know, it's like Congress with a 2-drink minimum.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Kat, you coming down for it?
Yes.
There you go. So if anyone would like to come, tickets are free, but you have to reserve your seat. Simply go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com. Look for the button that says, get your tickets here, reserve your seat. I forget what I said. It's 500th celebration. And come join us. It's going to be fun. There's still a lot of people who are like, I think aren't you doing a ride to Carmel Valley? No. We're not going, that got scrapped. Everything's been replanned. It's turned into a bigger and better event.
Yeah, and I know Em and I are dialing things in. We're fine tuning, and a stop at the Jameson Museum may be in the works also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a brief stop, whether it'll be a refreshment stop or just a nice
cup of spot of tea.
A nice spot of tea and some crumbly cake.
Oh,
yeah,
wee baron.
Yes, exactly.
So, Up next on my I got a little list of stuff here. Jim, John, Bagel, Emma, I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
We were talking about going to the AIM Expo in Vegas in January.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Yeah, we should hire a masseuse for the entire time.
But we have another option we need to consider. I wanted to throw out to you guys to vote. Also in January, I think like 2 weeks before that, is the Mecum auction.
Okay.
And our friend Mike, listener Mike, he said maybe you guys should consider going to that.
I would consider that. In
Where's
Vegas
the
also,
Mecum
right?
auction?
In Vegas.
I'm going to play devil's advocate with that. It's not as interesting as you think. There's a lot more of a diverse scene at AM Expo. You know, the Mecum auction is one type of person
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
bidding on one type of bike, just times a gazillion.
So if you put Jim in a button-down shirt and a sport coat, he'd fit right in.
There you go. Times about a million.
Oh yeah. No. Emil will shove a jalapeno in my mouth, and I'll go fight the biggest guy.
Yeah, I will pay you to fight the toughest fucking guy in there.
Even after the incident, I'll still do it.
But yeah, I mean, the bikes are superb. Of course, the bikes are superb, and you know, it's a who's who of buying motorbikes. But ultimately, it's just a bunch of rich cats who've got more money than they know what to do with, bidding on bikes, some of which are just impossibly restored.
So something Jay Leno doesn't have in his garage yet.
Yeah.
Well, or he hasn't got enough of them.
Yeah.
You know, he wants another 5. I don't know. I mean, it's a spectacle. Like the quail is a spectacle.
Is AIM in January or February?
January.
Okay.
Or end of January or beginning of February. It's around there.
Yeah. I'll look right now.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because I was like, well, I would rather go to AIM Expo, but I wanted to present you guys.
I'd rather go to AIM Expo.
So the upside to that. So the event in Vegas is only motorcycles, and there's going to be 1,000 bikes for sale. But they're doing a Mecum auction in Monterey in August.
I'll just go to that.
That I think is part of the Car Week. That is only 100 bikes going up for auction. I thought, well, maybe we can go to that to kind of see how this whole thing works.
Have some artichoke soup too.
Yeah.
I think if we go to that, it'll be an opportunity. We can make it a costume party for the Misfits.
Oh yes.
Yes. Wait, tell me more.
Ooh, I'm like a top hatter from.
Right, exactly. We can dress up as our favorite anime character and infiltrate.
Not Thomas the Tank Engine, or whatever.
Yes.
Or Topham hat. I'll pay to see that.
I thought you meant
I could be a Teletubby.
And a Teletubby.
I'll be a Teletubby.
Me and John will be a couple.
Yeah. I've just got this vision of Stumpy John dressed as the purple Teletubby.
You know, the problem is that's not too far of a jump.
Running from security.
I've got my Thor Halloween costume.
Don't do the clear center, please.
Not the.
Oh, you're taking all the fun out of it now.
Not the furry version.
Now it's just been up to a dare.
Yeah, exactly.
So the AIM Expo is mid-February, so you can potentially do both. I'm telling you, can fly. Check. Okay, I'm going to throw down a possible dare. You can rent a private jet out of San Jose for $450. Fly directly to Vegas. Go to Mecum Auctions for a day. Stay a night. Play whatever it is we do, and then come back the next day. But you could split it between like a whole bunch of people.
No, it's $450 per person.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, anyway, pony up the cash. Yeah.
No, we used to be able to fly to Vegas for like $100. But anyway,
that's it. You sit on my lap.
Well, we'll look into that. But I think it'd be fun to do the one in Monterey. I think AIM Expo, even though I believe it's turning into more of like an e-bike event because that seems to be the big thing, and a lot of dealers are switching to e-bikes. I still want to go. We had fun last time. We got to go find Gomi and try to fight him.
Yeah.
But there's another decision, Emma, that you need to make. Well, and possibly the others as well. Emma, the question to you is, how many times do you want to go to Italy next year?
How oversold are we now?
You see where I'm going with this?
All right. The there will be a survey for people to fill out. We're already halfway full, and we don't even have dates yet. Demand is obviously very high for the Motorcycles and Misfits training tour, the tour that intends to get you out of the country for the first time and show you that riding Europe really isn't that hard. And if you're a motorcycle rider, you should not be afraid of international travel. Get you through, how to arrive in country, what you need for passport, what you need for vaccinations, how do you get fuel, how do you get food when you don't speak the language, all the fun little things like that.
Yes, the link worked, Ken.
All right. So obviously demand has been very high because our first tour was very successful. And so the question is, should we hold 2 Motorcycles and Misfits training tour in the Dolomites, or should we offer a different tour for the second one? The one option,
I'm seeing these options here.
well, one option is very dependent upon Mouse sitting next to me, would be Castles and Curves, leaving out of Munich and going through the Black Forest and a little bit of Switzerland and just the north of Alsace and France to see all the best crusty proper castles, not the Bergs, not the crazy, froofy palaces, but the proper fucking crusty castle that you feel like you should have a crossbow and you should be aiming at the peasants up on the battlements. That type of good crusty castle, as well as this tour would be a little bit more complicated because we'd have to bounce from hotel to hotel. So
this is what real true motorcycling through Europe is, because you're not staying at the same hotel for days at a time. You're actually moving. You have to pack properly. You have to do sink laundry. This is real travel.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other possibility is we do the same idea as the Dolomites, but instead we do it in the middle of Tuscany.
There's no bad ideas. You could be like, I'm going to go to the river and whatever. It's like, it's all good. Sounds magical.
Can I give you another idea, Kat? Spain.
Yes, I do have the possibility of Spain. I want to work through that with my vendors to make sure that I've the trick, of course, is I would want to do Catalonia and the Pyrenees, but I need to find the right location and the right group of roads in order to make it happen properly.
So I tell you what, and I will say this in front of witnesses. 2 trips for 2023 is okay with me.
Okay, great.
Just, the first trip was a runaway success. It was a wonderful time for me. I think it was a wonderful time for everyone on the trip. Me and Kat work very, very well together. Kat brings a huge amount to the table. This is his damn job. This is what he does for a fucking living. And I bring a lot to the table as well. So I think we're kind of a force to be reckoned with.
Hey, Emma, can you bring your mic in front of your mouth
I think
again?
the hotels certainly get a little bit scared.
Yeah.
Well,
Everybody rolls up. Yeah, how fun.
Let's do it twice. And just wherever it happens, Kat, it happens.
Do you have a roundabout sort of time when they may happen? Like spring, fall, or something?
Well, pretty much it's always going to be early summer to mid-fall, probably is about what we're looking at here. Liza has the link to the survey.
I sent it to Emma.
Okay, and that you guys can put that in the show notes, so anybody listening can look at the show notes and click on the link, and you guys can just help me decide what's going to be the second tour.
Would you do 2 tours just back to back, so you guys just stay there?
Oh, trust me, I've got other tours happening.
We have
in Europe. So what I try to do is I try to space in the Motorcycles and Misfits tour in between two tracking tours, so I can save some money.
But Emma would have to fly back twice.
Yeah, probably, unless she just had to go somewhere else in Europe and goof around.
Oh, I'm easy. I mean, I've got a motorbike shop to run, but well, no. The point is, with Mototown, I've made this clear from the very first day I opened it. Yes, it is a motorcycle store where you can get your bike fixed, but it's also in a lot of ways like the Misfits. It's about everything motorcycle. which means if you want to display motorcycle art, you can do it. If you want to use it as a place to hang out, you can do it. A lot of people in that room went to my opening when we had a band playing and we had all the vampires hanging out. We had 150 bikers in the parking lot. It's that too. And if that means for 2 or 3 weeks every year, I biff off to somewhere in Europe and help people ride motorbikes, that to me is part of what I do and part of who I am.
It's a business expense.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's brilliant.
Actually, no, you couldn't write it off, Emma, if you find some parts that you purchased there for some projects back at your shop.
Yes. Yes.
There you go. Go to a good
Yes.
flea market, write it off. So yeah, you guys need to figure that out because there's been an overwhelming response.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
that
the survey does work, and I just put in my choice. You know, Cat, Rome is Arrivederci Roma. You know, it's irresistible, I'm afraid.
Bagel, when are you going to get on this tour? Now that you're a biker.
Well, I really would like to do this on a Vespa, and I thought there was a place in Munich, but it was in another city. So I'm still trying to find out if there's a place I can get a Vespa there. But I'm working on it. I would really like to go, especially in that tour through the Black Forest. That sounds fantastic.
Yes.
Do they have the cake? Can you get the Black Forest
Yeah,
cake
I was going to say.
Believe it or not,
It's right next to the ham.
it's more popular as Sachertorte.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope that's Black Forest cake.
It's sort of like
It's a chocolate bomb.
I'm sure it's awesome.
it's death by chocolate. It's seriously thick goo of nothing but chocolate. Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
Like chocolate caramel cake, basically.
Oh my God.
Speaking of thick goo, Kat, you were telling me that on your trips you've learned some good tips and lessons about accessories and such.
Yeah, I mean this year we had 5 tours this year. So
wait, are you back? Is it?
yes,
is it
yes,
back?
we're back. We're
Good.
back. And already we're frantically trying to plan for next year because some exciting possibilities for next year. It's really going to be fun. Okay, so what did we learn? What can help fellow motorcycle travelers? Well, I'd say the biggest one is not a motorcycle accessory at all, but when you're traveling abroad, you are outside of your normal routine, which means it's easy for you to lose things. And it's also very critical that you sort of know where your luggage is. So the big selling point for anyone traveling abroad is Apple AirTags.
Oh, they're awesome.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Do they work with droids?
Yes.
Oh, I can order some?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what's the range on those?
The range is however close the Apple AirTag is to another Apple device.
Okay, so it doesn't work in the wilderness necessarily.
As
But
soon as
in an
somebody
urban
walks,
environment?
are you? Yeah,
Well, if you have a bear that swallowed a cell phone, yes.
right.
No, sorry to interrupt you.
The really handy thing is, okay, you've checked into your flight, you've dropped off your bags, you're sitting on the plane, you're a little nervous, and you can look down at your app, and boom, you can see that your luggage is already on the plane with you. Okay, and then when you make that all-important transfer in Schiphol or Copenhagen, or Frankfurt, and you're trying to get to your next destination, you can see on your phone that your luggage has indeed made the transfer. I'm going to require all of our clients next year to get those passport holders that also have a little AirTag holder in it. So I don't have to hear once again, Cat, I forgot my passport. I can't find
See
it.
this wallet right here? Has an AirTag in it.
Right.
Can I put one on John at Vintage Days?
Yes, you can.
So I can find out where he is.
So I assume this comes
probably
from
just be going in
experiences.
circles.
You've
I
had
know where
enough
he is.
experiences where people lose their stuff, huh?
Yeah, that's one of our famous, we call them cucumbers. It's the cucumbers that emerge.
It's not like Liza's cucumber, I
What?
assume.
No.
That's zucchini.
Spaghetti squash.
This comes from our partner Enrico in Italy, who says as soon as the motorcycle tour starts, the air becomes filled with invisible flying cucumbers, and you never know when one of them is going to fly straight up your ass. And one of the cucumbers that often happens is, Cat, I can't find my passport. Oh my God! I left it, or I left it at the hotel, the last hotel that we're now 300 miles away from. So we have to send the luggage truck to go back and get it. Yeah. So items left behind are famous cucumbers, and air tags are real help with that. So that's really the big plus. The other big sort of thing that we just noticed this year is we tried giving Chatterbox units, the radio comm units, to every single person on the tour, not just on the Dolomites training tour for the Motorcycles and Misfits, but also some of our other tours. And people figured it out. They figured it out pretty quick, and it really helped move the tour along. So anybody doing group rides where you've got like 10 people or more, and that Bluetooth works great for a passenger and rider, and maybe 2 riders right next to each other. But outside of that, there's just not enough range. And so the Chatterbox units have really helped keep group rides together and moving quick.
What's a Chatterbox unit? I don't know.
I like how you raise your hand. That is so
Liza punches me in the dick from across the room if I don't. So,
Chatterbox unit is literally it's made by Chatterbox. It's a small helmet-mounted radio that also integrates Bluetooth, so you can listen to your music, you can answer your phone, but it uses FRS and GMRS radio frequencies, just like a handheld walkie-talkie.
So your range is much better.
Okay. So it's different than the Senna.
Okay. Yes,
yeah,
vastly different.
Can I jump in here?
Sure.
Without the Chatterbox units, that Dolomites training tour would not have been half as good. And yes, Gold Squad used them far more than any other team. But nevertheless, it was so much more enhanced because we had them. They're the greatest thing because you were riding through some of the most spectacular countryside in the world. And yes, they're great. You say, okay, there's a speed camera ahead. There's 30 miles an hour speed limit ahead. But when you just go around the corner and like, oh my God, look at this. It makes the journey so much more fun.
Yeah.
And they work flawlessly. The biggest problem is remembering to charge the bloody things up every night.
So does it function like a Senna basically with better range?
No, it's a radio. Okay. Senna operates off Bluetooth.
Okay.
I was going to tell that the best thing to do is when you get to your hotel room, plug it in first, then go drink.
Right.
Nice. What other tips and tricks have you learned?
Really, I wouldn't want to bore people with all the other things, but it's you know what? The new GoPro 10s are actually pretty good. You know, we were testing those this year. The stabilization is really good, and as were the 9s and the 8s, but the increased battery life of the 10 really helps, and also the incredibly low price now that you can get SD card. I can get a 256 gigabyte SD card that'll last the entire tour. So I'm not, transferring footage every night. So that's really handy. So if you're looking to upgrade, you haven't gotten a GoPro camera for a while, and the best place to mount your camera for just an overall experience is using a chin mount. Mounting it right on the chin. It's easy to grab. It's easy to turn it on while you're riding. You don't have to hold on, I've got to start my camera. Pull over to the side of the road, get off your bike, go up front. And, they have those remotes. The remotes half the time don't work.
Is there a mount that you like that you use?
Yeah, it's literally called a chin mount.
Okay, is it sticky or like strappy or
It's a sticky.
Okay,
it's a sticky. I tried some of the strappies, and the strappies didn't work too well either. The chin mounts are made specifically for each model of helmet.
Oh my God.
I was waiting.
I'm just really sorry I went there straight away.
I think we all did know him. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good to know.
That's fun. No, it's cool.
I have a question.
Have you tried the new the 3D ones or the 360?
We've had those 360s on tour for a number of years.
Yeah,
the biggest
they're cool.
problem with the 360 camera is not the camera itself, but nobody ever uses it in editing. It's so much work to edit all that extra footage, and the file sizes are bloody
massive.
huge.
I didn't think about that.
It's cool, but you'd only want to use it for a short bit because it requires so much work in the editing bay to get it to work, to do it right.
Yeah, but you have all the choices.
You do have all those choices, and then you're spoiled for choice, and then you have to plow through these giant video files to get the pieces that you want. So it's very processor and disk intensive.
Because a lot of people do multiple cameras, and this gives you all.
No, I recommend the chin camera forward, and then if you're riding in a group, put a GoPro camera facing backwards. It's kind of easy to, just as you're starting out, turn around, hit the one button, turn on the camera, and then you get this dynamic shot of the people following behind you. And make sure you tell you, hey, I'm going to run the camera, so get in close. Makes a better shot. That's kind of fun. It makes for an exciting angle. Some of my partner actually has this weird thing where he mounts the camera literally on the swing arm. You'd think it would be too much, but the stabilization of the units, it actually is a dynamic shot. But I don't know if I'd want to. You wouldn't run a whole bunch of footage of that. It's good for a close-up clip here and there, but it's not your overall experience video. So one off the nose, one off the tail, and a chin camera is pretty much what I run for capturing the entire trip. And then the ultimate, of course, is if you have a passenger. And if you have a passenger, they can hold what we call
the stick.
The stick.
Right. And Mouse is really good with the stick as a passenger.
The strap. No, we won't go there.
Yeah. We're all looking at each other.
You do not strap on the stick.
I'm just going to throw in my 2 cents is I personally like the Senna 10C Pro for all of these things because it is the camera and the comm system in one. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to deal with all those things. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
The only caveat I would say about the 10C Pro, which I have too, and I love it, but man, that camera eats up the battery really fast, especially if you have video on.
Yeah, but you can plug in a auxiliary battery pack.
True.
Yeah.
True.
What you had something?
Oh,
Jim?
I was back to the tour stuff. So I have a question. I'm planning on going to Italy next year.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, and I was curious, tip wise, if you had to like some specific Italy only tips, like
sure.
In Italy, these are the interesting little things to know.
It's cheapest to fly into Rome.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Mouse?
There's hundreds if I could think about them.
we could go on. Okay. Italy is not most of Italy is not about the view that you're seeing from afar. It's the view right up in your face. Italy, when you ride in it, you become a part of it. It's not like the Dolomites or the Pyrenees where you're looking at these grand vistas. You're now in the vineyards, dodging the traffic, going around the Fiat Panda.
Damn those things.
Yes, okay. That is the bane of motorcycle existence in Italy. Is this vehicle?
There's
called
something
the
about
Fiat
the blue panda. The blue.
Yes, blue pandas. Italy, take the road less traveled. Take the little tiny roads off to the side. You're never going to be more than 20 minutes away from some adorable little village with some fabulous place to eat. Italy is really good for food everywhere, but the only problem is Italy only serves you Italian food for the most part. They're not big on choices, but the Italian food is fabulous.
I like Italian food.
Okay, well then you are going to
get fat.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of carbs.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
But it's simple.
The cheap wine is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fresh, and a lot of people are making stuff that's we call it the farm to table here for the Napa folks, but really Italy's been doing this for centuries.
Oh, cool. What are phrases do you need to know? Like exciting motorcycle phrases, like "give it the beans." How do you say that in Italian?
Oh, I have that.
Vai.
No, I have that. Hold on.
Oh, Google Translate.
No. Remember when I
on her
created?
phone.
Yeah, we did that game.
Do not use the black pump.
No black pump. Was that diesel?
That's the diesel.
Let's
Okay.
see. It
Okay,
is.
good to know. I've ridden through Scotland. That's my only experience.
Oh, come on. Now it's not doing it. No, I can't get it to work.
Dagli fagioli.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm good to go now. I am set for Italy.
And of course, you remember this. You remember this one.
C'è piscio nell'airbox. Ti do $300.
Well, you're getting in a fight after that.
And then Emma, what did that say?
Piss in the airbox. You got a rodent problem.
I'll give you $300. Well, Jim, I have a recommendation for you.
Yes.
I think when you're there, you should go to a cute little village, and you should go to a real estate agent and see if they have any really good deals on little villas that are little fixer-uppers.
Wow,
There's
that's a really
tons of
interesting
those.
idea.
Yeah.
There's a lot. They sell them. The famous thing is they sell them for $1. And then, of course, because they're trying to get people to move back into these old villages, and of course, it's a nightmare to get these things fixed up. But in some cases, they have wonderful little stories of people who have actually done it and trying to reinvigorate these
Right.
tiny villages.
I have friends that are literally just signed the paperwork on a place in France today, and they're leaving LA in the rearview mirror and moving to
I'm
Europe.
trying to imagine getting
Fantastic.
Right.
anything done in France.
But it's absolutely captivating out there. The most memorable days of the tour, of course, it's the biking, but it's the tours when we took the wrong turn and ended up in the middle of this tiny village. And it was farmers market day, and so the whole of the village is out. Everyone's buying. Everyone's happy. Everyone's thrilled to see us. That was the amazing part. It is the most amazing country. It really is. I fell in love with Italy over and over and over again.
So
Well, everybody rides. That's the thing. Even your grandma, she's on her Vespa going to the grocery store or going
Yeah.
to see a friend and pick up some olive oil from her friend.
Italians are passionate about everything. This is why they have incredible art, incredible motorcycles, incredible cars. But also there's some downsides. For example, your waiter, waitress, server, whatever, is really not going to be that excited to see you unless you make their day fun. Italians do not live to work. They only work just enough to live. So part of the deal in Italy is to try to make your interactions with these people a bit fun. You have to try to, have a bit too much personality and have a blast with it. That'll help you get better service.
Right.
But food, they put so much care into cooking even the most simple dishes that they're just exquisite.
So, Jim,
One last tip I'm going to give
go
you
ahead.
for Jim. Sorry.
Yes.
Don't expect your GPS to work because every town has a Via Roma or a Via Garibaldi.
I don't even know what that is, but
It's the name of a
Streets.
street.
oh, gotcha. Oh, it's because they all have the same streets. So
Oh no, we've lived in Atlanta where there's 32 Peachtree streets.
Yeah.
Hey, we can handle that.
I'm also not smart enough to ride and have a GPS unit in front of me at the same time.
Then
So
you're
I'm the,
gonna
guy,
have
to.
I'm the guy that pulls over.
Doing the old style map is really the best way to go.
Okay, good enough. I'm good with maps.
I was making
Thank you.
reference with the villa. Remember that Diane Lane movie? where
Under the
she-
Tuscan sun.
Under the Tuscan Sun, where she went to Italy and fell in love and found a cute little villa.
That's why I don't
And it
remember
turned
it.
out to be like the biggest money pit ever because I'm just like, don't buy an old Italian villa just because you think it's a deal.
No.
Much like there's a lot of people say there's no such thing as a good deal on a Ducati, right? Right? A cheap Ducati is not a good deal, many say. So I threw out a challenge to all the Misfits to see who could find the best deal on a Ducati. Is there such a thing as a good deal on a Ducati, Emma?
No.
I don't know why you bothered asking
that
the
like the
question.
question?
The
Is there
answer
such
right?
thing as a cheap boat?
Right? So I had all of us find something that we thought was a good deal that we're going to present to Emma, and she's gonna pick who got the best deal. So, who's ready to start? Let's go. I think, Kat,
We'll go
that
with
you
the
got
high end.
kind of a high end bike. Why
Well,
don't you-
yeah, because I saw this, and frankly, I'm a little bit shocked at the price. This was a 2015 Multistrada 1200S Touring bike with only 15,000 miles on it. Which,
Yes.
So this bike, it's basically the same platform that's existed since 2010 is what this bike's going off of. It was slightly updated in 2014. So this is they've run through all the bugs on this one. So this is a pretty solid, reliable bike. 15,000, I think was it 15 or 30,000 valve servicing. It hasn't even gotten to the valve servicing yet. It's only halfway through. To that, it's 30,000. So the guy wants to sell it for $11,000, and the guy's living in San Francisco, which makes me, I would expect to see this type of price in Utah or Arizona. Now, granted, $11,000 is a lot of money, But when it comes to what you're getting here, you're getting a 150 horsepower sport touring bike he's got this thing set up with the touring bags as well as the enduro kit on it, which will probably never be used. But it's a full ready to go, just as good as new sport tourer. But it's you get to say you're riding a hot sporty Ducati for $11,000. I thought it was a pretty good deal.
What color is it, darling?
Oh yeah, that's the problem. It's white.
Ah, right. There you are.
You got me there.
Nice.
You got me there.
Yes. Yes. Well, I mean, you point out exactly. You're riding a very exclusive bike for not a lot of money. But you and I both know the running costs of these bikes can be pretty damn high. Let's move on to the next one.
All right, which one do you want next, Emma?
All right, I got one.
You got one, John? All right, why don't you go?
Yeah, I sent it to you, Miss Emma. I haven't.
Well, no, hang on, wait a minute. Let me see. I've got 3 from you.
Yeah, so this is the
So we got to pick one.
2007.
Okay, this is the one you're going with?
This is a used 2007 1098R.
Oh my God.
Oh, I know. He's not winning.
Collecting dust in his garage. It needs a new home. It's based in Modesto. It has 12,500 miles, and they are asking $7,500.
I'm amazed it made it 12,000 miles.
Yeah, John, that is been sitting for a while. I want to find a picture of it. Jesus, it's a 1098. And as gorgeous and as pretty as it is, that is going to cost you the same again very quickly.
Ooh.
Womp womp.
But my God, what a great looking bike.
It really is, isn't it? It's pretty.
Oh, and it's red. Oh.
Oh, 75. Yeah, it is a good looking bike. But that's the thing. Is there such a thing?
How much was it again?
7,500.
7,500.
So you probably get out of there with 5 if you brought cash.
Well,
No,
maybe
you're not going to
could,
get it for 5.
But
I don't know.
No. Maybe 72.
Not in this market.
No, not a no.
Yeah, no, she's got to pull them out in this market.
just remember, if you want valve and belt service on any Ducati V-twin, except of course for the monsters with the little 2-valve engines, it is $1,500 to $2,000 at any shop, and that's just for the belt and valve service. So you start chucking in old tires, brakes that are a bit sticky, fork seals, it mounts up. You know, any bike that's been sitting around gathering dust in a garage. The thing is with Ducatis, and they do tend to suffer with this more than other bikes, they are thoroughbreds. And if you take a racehorse and stick it out in a field and give it oats for a couple of years, you know, it's going to get fat.
It's going to need a valve
lazy.
job.
Exactly. And that's exactly what happens to these bikes. They do not sit idly well.
Oh, a leaky valve on a horse is not good.
Yeah.
They get the airbox full of oats.
Yes, exactly. No, Triumphs, God bless them. I mean, you can dump a Triumph in the back of your garage for 3 or 4 years, pull it out, flush the fuel, put a battery in it, and it'll run like a champ. But Ducatis really do suffer from sitting around, so I'd be very wary of any bike that's been sitting in a garage for a while. Next!
Having been on a number of tours with Ducatis that have had slight mishaps on the road, I can tell you that, yes, lightweight on a motorcycle is a gift that keeps on giving until it crashes. And then the bike disintegrates. It's lots of fun when the rubber side is down, but as soon as it goes shiny side down, they fly apart into bits.
All right. How about you, Bagel? Do you have a Ducati?
I do.
Okay.
I found, and this is the second email I sent to you, Emma. This is a 2008 Ducati Multistrada 640 in Ashland, Oregon.
Wait, they made a 640?
That's what the ad says.
Yeah, wait a minute. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this ad,
Go ahead and keep reading.
It says it has 8,800 miles. And it says, runs perfect, has one little scratch on the front. Beautiful bike. $3,300.
640.
I never heard of a.
No, it's a 696.
Oh, okay.
696. Oh, okay. Well, I guess they don't know what they have then.
Wait a minute, I might be looking at the wrong one. No, I'm looking at the 2011. I need to look at your other one.
There's a second email I sent that has the 2008 Ducati Multistrada.
Multistradas, I've always thought were underpriced.
Well, the 950
No.
I think is underpriced. Some of them can be pretty expensive.
I'm not seeing that. I've got two.
dear.
Well, hang on. Let me have a look and see if you sent me a.
Did you guys talk
text.
about the horsepower in those already? Did I miss that? Because I heard those make a bunch of horsepower. Do they? The Multistradas?
Yeah.
Let me send it to you
depends
again,
on-
Emma.
Depends on.
My 2010 made about
Are you sending it
155.
to me
Yeah,
via
that's a bunch.
email?
Yeah.
My
Yes,
current
yes.
one's about 198.
That's a
Oh,
bunch
wow.
more.
Yeah.
No, I want to see this.
I was surprised.
I
I was surprised that they made that much horsepower. That's crazy. But
See-
fun.
Yeah, that-
Intoxicating, as we
Oh,
say.
wait a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, do you ride a Multistrada?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have a big one.
I have the V4S, and I will
Yeah.
tell everyone you get the S. The S is worth every penny
Okay.
to get the S.
Would you ride an older one?
I had an older one. I had a 2010
Oh,
Multistrada.
okay.
It was a wonderful bike. It was very playful.
All right. Did you find it yet, Emma, or should we go on to the next?
No, you're going to have to go on because I'm getting nothing from Bagel. Nothing from
It's
Bagel.
on its way.
Well, bloody hell, Bagel. It's
All right.
probably being
It's
powered by a fucking Vespa.
it's the miracle of modern technology.
Jeez. Do you want to jump to Jim's while you're waiting on that? I think he texted
Yeah, well,
it.
let's have a look.
He
Well, let's
texted
have a
it to you.
All right, shot one over to
Yes, I
y'all.
know. So
Okay,
you can't-
okay, damn these eyes. All right, so this is a small production, highly sought after Ducati. You
No,
can get
we-
into for
we've got-
under $10,000.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got a winner.
It's a
We've got a winner.
2007 Sport Classic
Oh, my
GT
God,
1000.
7,500. Yeah, this
Yes,
is the
it's a head turner. Always serviced, blah, 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 running like it just rolled off the factory floor in a beautiful Gran Turismo gray. Yeah, it's a great looking bike.
Somebody's a good copywriter as well.
Yeah.
So for under 10 grand. What else is what else
It's
do you buy
got
for
30,000 miles on it.
That's a choice bike there.
That is a good bike.
So there you go. That's mine.
Oh no, that's the winner
think
right
that's the
there.
You
Clear
can't
winner.
declare the
And the
winner
seat
until
looks
everyone is
comfy.
gone,
Look how
Emma.
comfy the
that's-
seat
that
looks.
one's
I haven't
beautiful.
gone yet.
That sounds awfully
right.
expensive to be the winner, though.
So 30,000 is not a deal breaker.
Yeah, I don't
Seven- so
disagree,
hold
Bagel.
on, hold
I don't
on.
disagree. It's hard to find them under $5,000. I'll tell
Hold
you.
on. $7,500 for a bike that's how old now? 2007?
Yeah, it's a classic though.
So it's a 15-year-old bike.
Turismo gray.
No
So
shop's
let me
going to
ask
work
you
on that
this.
anymore.
Yeah, shops won't work on it.
Motortown might.
I mean, this is just a naked street, like a vintage street bike. This is just
It
a
reminds
street
me
bike.
of some of the Moto Guzzis. You know, like the V, whatever,
does.
9s or
Right.
7s.
So a 15-year-old Moto Guzzi, I think you can get for less than $7,500, or a,
Yeah, but it's not a Ducati.
a Triumph.
It's not a Ducati.
I'm just saying, it's
How would-
$7,500 for a
what kind of
15-year-old
brakes does
naked
this have
street
on it?
bike.
What kind of brakes
is that
does
a
it
good
have?
deal? I'm asking that question.
That's a lot of money.
Well, didn't somebody pay $1,600 for a bike with no headlight today? Who was that guy?
About $1,600.
Oh, Emma, you won't like this story. We may have to save this for after the podcast.
So what we have here that Bagel has sent me, so we're going to go back to the Bagel. Back when Multistradas were very strange looking.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
I do
This is a
remember
strange
What
one.
year are we talking about?
2008.
Okay.
Before
Yes,
2010.
They were sort of egg-shaped. And this is the smaller of the two Multistradas. Actually, I've got to be honest with you, it's a good-looking bike. Once again, it is red. It looks to be in good condition. I've got to say, as much as I like that GTS 1000 of Jim's, the more I look at it, it does look a tiny bit shabby, actually. This Multistrada looks perfect. However, it's 2008. So guess what you're going to need? Belts. And belts are expensive, you know? So it's $3,300. This is going to become a $5,000 or $6,000 bike like that. That's what that's going to be.
Oh,
but it's not bad. I like the look of it.
It's an interesting bike. Yeah, it looks like when we were kids watching cartoons on TV on Saturday morning that someone would ride that thing through like a post-apocalyptic desert.
all right. Well, Emma, now that everyone else is gone, I'm ready to win this competition.
Rightio.
All right. So I sent you an email with this one. I think I did find the best deal.
Well, you had the most time.
So, I mean, we know, so the Ducati Monsters are kind of the lesser Ducati. You start out with the 600s and you go up, but this one is a Ducati 1100 Monster.
Oh, that's a good bike.
Yeah. Good motor. This is a 2004 with 19,000 miles on it. And this one is going for $1,100.
Ooh, what's the red title?
Nice
title
bike for
status.
someone who wants to work on it.
I feel
You just came in second.
Had bike looked at and needs a few minor things to
Like
be fixed.
A
belts.
few minor things.
And so, all right, I'm just going to read it. You're always a little suspicious when they write like this. Nice bike for someone who wants to work on. Had bike looked at, a few minor things need to be fixed. Need to sleep ASAP.
Sleep?
What? So this was a post made while taking Ambien.
That's what I was going to say.
$1,100 or best offer.
Or 10 Airbnbs.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though.
Valium, whatever you got on hand.
So
It looks complete. It's $1,100.
I'm going to read between the lines on this.
Okay.
No, just
I think
hang
there's a
on.
lot to read.
So I'm
Cocaine's
gonna
a hell of a
read-
drug.
So I think he's misspelt or she's misspelt this. This was a bike they bought, broke down, they took to the dealership, and the list is so long and so expensive, they want out of it. And instead of need to sleep ASAP, need to be put to sleep ASAP. the cost of euthanasia for them is $1,100 OBO. So that's what they need is $1,100 so they can put themselves out of their misery, having bought this wretched thing. God, it's going to be a money pit, Liza. You know,
You
but
think?
you know, I gotta say, it's a good-looking bike. But I mean,
Yeah,
let me see the pic.
it's not
Let me see the pic.
too wrecked. I mean, well, they also took the photos at night.
Yeah, again, while on Ambien.
Yeah.
It's kind of got tweaker all over it, doesn't it?
Clean title status.
I think you need a date stamp for that photo.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, does it say bring cash?
Meet me in a parking lot at 2 a.m.
Bring cash.
Yeah, $1,100 are best offer. I'm just saying a Ducati Monster is a simpler bike to work on, and this doesn't have. Now, here's the thing. One of the biggest expenses, and I know people with brand new bikes that were totaled because it fell over and got body damage. This doesn't have any plastics on
Yeah.
it. This is a naked bike.
When I started looking for a porn pic, I thought I was going to end up looking at a Monster, because I figured that's going to be.
So you get all the performance without all the bits and pieces, the cosmetics that are really expensive.
well, I mean, I'll do a history hole on Ducati at some stage in the future. But for those that don't know, if it wasn't for the Monster, there would
Be
be
no Ducati.
Right.
Yes, no.
Because
Quite
it
familiar with the
saved
story.
Their ass.
All right, so
Absolutely saved their ass.
Emma, please tell everyone who won,
Oh God.
who found the best.
You don't have
deal.
theme music for this?
Well, first let me ask you this, Emma. The point I was trying to prove, is there such a thing as a good deal on a Ducati? So let me ask you first. Did we prove the point that you can find a good deal on a Ducati?
She got real quiet.
I truly believe, with the exception of Cats, which is an $11,000 bike,
Yeah.
every single one of these bikes you're going to have to spend money on right now. I mean, like right now. And big money as well. every single one of those bikes, as a minimum, is going to need belts. As a maximum, is going to need belts, valve clearances, oil change, tires, brakes, fork seals, blah, 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 blah. That said, if my head was talking, I'd choose Cats, because out of all of the bikes, Cats is the least likely to set your garage on fire or leave you abandoned halfway to your destination. But I'm not going to let my head rule this decision because these are Italian bikes and we choose them from our heart.
Yes.
But Cat knows which one I'm going to choose. Got to be the GTS. Well done, Jim.
Turismo Gray. It's hard to beat.
Because it's a classic.
I mean, God, look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, as shabby as it is.
It's a head turner.
God, what a fucking bike.
It's a head. So I kind of was thinking about this from a different perspective, Emma. Are there any, let's say you wanted to do expensive stuff. Is there a vintage Ducati that you keep an eye out for you could pick up for $5 or $10,000, but then flip for, 15, 20 or more money? Are there certain Ducatis out there that you could do that with?
It's so speculative.
Yeah.
Generally, the classic Ducatis you can't go wrong with. And the market's so fickle. I mean, I vividly remember at Monterey Peninsula Power Sports, back when I worked there, we had a Pull Smart replica in silver with the green frame. Couldn't give it away. It was brand new. And in the end, we sold it discounted for like 10 grand out the door. Now you can't touch one of those bikes used for under 20 because they'd instantly become collectible. If you speculate on a vehicle becoming valuable, it's really a tough market to follow.
So it's really more just collectors looking for a bike that are willing to drop the money for whatever their motivation is.
And hence we talk about Meekum in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, amongst us who love our bikes to ride and love our bikes for what they are, just buy what you love. Just buy what you love. And if it becomes valuable, great. If it doesn't become valuable, you're not losing because you love the damn thing anyway. When I restored that GT 750 for Jameson Museum, nobody was restoring those bikes. Everyone said to me, "You're completely mad. Those bikes will never have any value." But I loved the bike, and I had this vision of the end result. And now, of course, vintage Japanese two-strokes are big. But that's kind of like the icing on the cake. The real cake was having that bike, being able to ride it, being able to enjoy it. And that was far more important than the value. I mean, I spent far more restoring that bike than it would ever have been worth then. Now, of course, it's worth twice what it cost to restore. But back then, so, yeah. But that GTS is purely a decision based on heart, just on how it looks, how it sounds, how it'll feel going down the road. And I know Cat agrees with me.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly.
No, it's a total classic. No, I only had like 10 minutes to pick one, so I saw something that looked like a good, you can buy this or you could buy a new Tracer. Well, you could have a Ducati,
I stand by what I said. Yeah. Your choice, Cat, is the least likely to set your house on fire or leave you abandoned.
Well, I can tell you what is the worst deal on a Ducati: a free one.
Yes. Yeah.
You never want to take a free Ducati because that is a money pit for sure. We've had people who've gotten free Ducati.
Not too long ago.
Oh yeah. That happens. Well, we're continuing on, and since Cat's here and you guys are doing your Italian trip, I wanted to. Oh, you got to go, Jim?
Yeah, I got to bounce. Sorry, I got chicken pot pie waiting.
Oh, yes.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, great seeing you guys.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks for playing, Jim.
Next time. Yeah.
All right.
So
cheers.
I wanted to talk about another Italian motorcycle that we don't
yeah.
know a lot about.
Oh yeah.
In fact, do you see that model right there, the green one on the yes,
That's Benelli.
that is a Benelli, which the Benelli bikes that we know now are not the Benelli, the Italian bikes that we used to know, but They do have a long history, and so I asked Emma if she could do a history hole on it because, for people who are just now learning about these Benellis that are basically Chinese bikes, there's a long history there. So, Emma, you want to tell us a bit about the Benelli and its give us a little history hole on it?
Benelli.
Oh man!
I'm so sick. Forgive me. Benelli's one of those companies that they seem to play second fiddle, but it's a very, very long established company. And it's got a lot of racing pedigree behind it. It's been overshadowed by, of course, Ducati, as everyone else is, and to a certain extent, Moto Guzzi. But it is nevertheless a very old company. It was founded in 1911. Wow. So currently it's 111 years old. And the thing I like about it, the company was actually founded by a very, very strong woman, Teresa Benelli, who was recently widowed, and she found herself with 6 sons. And by no means a fortune, but she had the wherewithal to invest in something that she thought would keep her sons occupied. So they bought a garage and they repaired cars and bikes. The big thing for them is that by 1912, 1913, they were making their own parts. When you start actually manufacturing your own parts, and you can imagine that Pesaro is quite an industrial area, but this is like 1912. Getting bits and pieces to keep people's cars and motorcycles and bicycles on the road is going to be thin. You're going to start making your own parts. It's a tiny, short walk from there to manufacturing your own engines, which they did in 1920. They made their first in-house engine. Well, guess what? From making your own in-house engine to making your own in-house motorcycle is an extremely short walk. So in 1921, that was the very first Benelli, all Benelli motorcycle. It was 98 cc's, a little two-stroke, very rudimentary machine, but nevertheless, it was a great little bike. Now, one of the 6 sons was a guy called Antonio, and he was a budding racer. So he actually started racing in 1923, primarily using his siblings' products, and he was quite successful. He won 4 world championships between 1923 and 1930. 1932, he crashed while racing, and that was the end of his racing career. And unfortunately, it sounds like he took to racing on the street because he was killed in a car accident in 1937. However, there were 5 other brothers that kept the company going. But, whenever we talk about these early pioneers of manufacturing, racing is such an important part of what they do. And in pre-war Italy, racing was everything. You talk about any of the pre-war motorcycle manufacturers, Moto Guzzi, Gilera, Garelli, these were all had racing pedigree. It was that important.
Now, Emma, did Benelli make shotguns and guns first, or did they make motorcycles first?
They still do.
No.
Yeah, I have a Benelli shotgun. Yeah.
Same here.
No, the gun manufacturing was alongside. It was 2 of the siblings started making guns. Guns and motorcycles are really inextricably linked. BSA, Royal Enfield, a couple of other ones. But Benelli shotguns, you can buy a Benelli shotgun to this day. But we're just dealing with motorbikes here. So, 1939 to 1945, yes, Second World War. So the factory was given over to the war effort. They supplied engines for field tractors, the kind of things that towed guns around. And the factory was bombed a couple of times by the Allies. However, they started production again in 1946. And I mean, both Cat and Mouse can kind of talk a little more about the
Cat and Mouse, I just got that.
The change in Italian culture after the Second World War. I mean, Italy's always been a passionate country, but it seems from 1949 onwards, there was this massive drive to reinvent the country.
Yeah.
And everything became very, very stylish. Everything became very, very forward-thinking. Really, the world looked to Italy for design and style.
And Nutella.
Yes, and Nutella, of course. Everything goes better with Nutella, including Benelli's. So 1949 was a very interesting year for Benelli because one of the other brothers, Giuseppe, after the war was very, very interested in motorcycle racing. The remaining four brothers weren't. So he split and formed his own company, Motobi. And Motobi are very, very interesting bikes. They really were the most stylish looking things. They had egg-shaped crankcases and cylinders that stuck straight out of the front like an Aramaki. And the design cues can actually go back. But he was a Benelli, and they were produced alongside. 1962, the family bought the rights to Motobi back in-house. But from 49 to 62, it was a separate company, even though he was a Benelli. However, we're going to go ahead 1 year to 1950 to a bike called the Leoncino, the Little Lion. And this, the Leoncino, was such an important part of Benelli's manufacturing and Benelli's culture. This is kind of how they made their money for 20 years. It was that important. Started off as a 150 two-stroke, became a 175 four-stroke, and it was the absolute backbone of Benelli production. In the 50s and the 60s, everyone had a small capacity motorcycle in Italy. I mean, and they still do, as Mouse pointed out. But back then, everyone had a stake in this. And Benelli's were some of the best. So much so that they actually made a deal with an American importing company who represented Montgomery Ward's and who was the other guys?
Allstate?
Well, no, it was. Let's just stick with Montgomery Ward because there was another one, but they were sold as Riversides in America.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people who come into my shop, a lot of people who come into the museum, are guys and girls in their 70s. And a lot of them in the late 60s grew up riding basically Benelli mini bikes. I mean, this was when there was an absolute explosion of these tiny child's motorbikes. We think of Honda being the only one, but Benelli was a serious contender. They had the Benelli Dynamo, the Benelli Buzzer, a whole host of these things for boys, for girls. And they were very, very high-performing little bikes. The quality wasn't quite as good as the Japanese ones, but they came in these vibrant colors, and somehow they're kind of more exciting looking. That's kind of been a common theme with all Italian bikes. It always has seemed to be, how can you put it, the more special, the more exciting alternative. 1968 was an interesting year because they've always made larger bikes, but one of their most successful ones, and one of our regulars who comes down here, Barry, has got one, is the Tornado 650, which was direct jab at the English manufacturers. Didn't quite have as much performance as a Bonneville, but it's a great looking bike. And it was a really good alternative to the products of the day. 1970, and now we're getting into the bit that I like. The family said, we've had enough of this and we're going to sell. And they sold themselves to an Argentinian race car driver called Alejandro De Tomaso. And De Tomaso is a very interesting cat. He saw himself as really the savior of Italian sports car and motorcycle manufacturing. He bought a lot of companies in the day. I suppose his most famous creation was the Pantera. And the Pantera was actually sold in Ford dealerships in the early 70s. And it was an Italian supercar, but it had a 351 Cleveland engine in it. And yes, it had a 5-speed transmission, and it was mid-engined, and it was every inch the sports car. But that was his most famous creation. But he ended up with major stakes in Benelli. And he realized that in order to compete with the Japanese bikes of the day, he was really going to have to make a product that was very, very similar. So what they did was they got hold of a Honda 504. I'm very hesitant to say they copied it because they didn't. If you've owned a 504 and you've owned a Benelli 500 Quattro, and you put them together, you realize how different they are. Ostensibly, they're of a similar design.
Then why did they have it, though? What were they copying from it, if they didn't copy it? Was it just an inspiration?
I like to think so. I mean, if you, just as an example, the Honda 504, the cylinders stick straight up. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, on the Benelli Quattro, they're laid forward 15 degrees. And whether that gives you more room for carburetors, maybe that just improves the flow of the engine. And it's funny little things like that. You actually look at the engines and you say, yes, these things are clearly related, but they're kind of not. The Benelli's definitely a very, very different bike. And none of the components from a 504 will fit in the Benelli, no matter what people tell you.
So would you say they used it to figure out how to make improvements and make a better bike?
Not necessarily improvements, make it more Italian. Oh, because once you've ridden the Benellis under the De Tomaso banner, you realize they are very, very much Italian bikes. They brake like Italian bikes. They handle like Italian bikes. They sound like Italian bikes. I think it was really to give it more of that flavor.
Is it true that all Benellis come with a pasta strainer under the seat?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's how you make it more Italian.
Of course. Didn't you know that? But the one thing De Tomaso did, he was nothing else if a great showman. And his master stroke, really you could argue that he invented the first, for want of a better term, the first hyperbike, and which is one of my favorites, which is the Benelli Sei. And all the Benelli Sei was a 500 Quattro with a cylinder grafted on either end. So now it became a 756 cylinder. Now, when you see one of these bikes today, especially one of the early ones, you're like, oh, that is a special looking bike. When you saw one back in 73 when they came out, it was like something from another planet. They were always special. I vividly remember the first time I saw one on the street, and I'm like, what in God's name is that? It was an absolute master stroke, just taking very, very humble beginnings and making it into something very, very special. Anyway, so those are the De Tomaso years. As good as these bikes were and as special as they were, it really couldn't help the company. By the mid-'80s, most of the Japanese manufacturers, including Ducati and including Moto Guzzi, were struggling. And Benelli went under. And they were... who was that gentleman? Cieci. You know, this gentleman called Cieci, who had a lot of interest in domestic scooter production, tried to revive them in '89, but really couldn't. There simply wasn't sufficient interest. So we're going to go all the way forward to 1995. And what happened in 1995, the remnants of Benelli, and it was still the original factory in Pesaro, was acquired by the Maloney Group. And the Maloney Group had interests in domestic sports cars, scooters, speedboats, anything that went quick. And they brought in a very, very young design team. Every single one of the design team were under 30. And they came up with this 900cc three-cylinder bike called the TRE. T-R-E. And it was actually quite successful at the time. All the way through the early 2000s, there was a successful racing team. These were quite popular bikes, not necessarily here in America, but in Europe, they really were quite highly thought of. So much so that in 2005, the Benelli Group was bought out by a Chinese company called the Kuijing Group. And again, these are guys...
How do you say that?
Kuijing Group.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay. I'm good enough. I'm good enough with the, I think so.
It could be the Quinjiang Group, but nevertheless, they've got a lot of interest. I think they own Lotus sports cars. They own pilotless aircraft companies. And they started developing the bikes still by using the factory in Pesaro for design and engineering, but manufacturing in China. The Ducatis that we know right now, in 2015, the Kuijing Group was actually bought out by the Geely Group or the Geely Group, who are huge. Anything to do with two wheels in China, it's all about the Geely Group. And they've owned Ducati since 2015. And again, they've kept the design headquarters in Pesaro. So that bike, as an example, that you were thinking about buying, Liza, the, what was it? Not the TN.
I did buy, you mean the TRK 502?
The TRK 502. That bike was actually designed in Italy. And the engineering for it was carried out in Italy. It's just the production is made in China.
Oh.
And so that brings us round to modern day. So if you kind of dismiss, it's just another Chinese bike, cashing in on a Italian name, it's not entirely true. There is actually a lot more clout behind it. It's worth noting, though, that Benelli family themselves have not had any interest in the company since 1970. So there you have it. Very brief history of Benelli. I like them. I'm
Emma, I would like to add something to this, if I may, because I think there's a segment that you neglected to mention,
which is
the Benelli scooters. In fact, hold on. I encourage everyone right now to Google, and trust me, you'll be okay. Type in Benelli dong. Trust me, you're safe. Benelli
I'm going to turn
dong
safe search on just in case.
Is a thing.
It's made completely out of silicone.
It is a thing. I kid you not. It is an electric scooter that is very interesting design, I'll say.
Particularly when the ladies are starting.
It's design.
I am going to look up this right now.
It's weird.
Different.
It's different.
It looks
almost
like it's trying to look over
trying
a
to be one of
hedge.
those little go-peds or something.
We also have to wonder, even though they may not have created it for the Western market, somebody had to have brought that up in a meeting, say, I don't think we can use that name.
I mean, they've got the tricolore flag on the back of it.
Dear God.
Benelli, I mean, they make shotguns and motorcycles and dongs.
They probably make the best dongs in the world.
Dong.
There's a very famous story, and there is a very famous story, and I checked to see if it was true because it was so outrageous. That has anyone here have heard the Japanese car company called Daihatsu?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Daihatsu, their first car that they wanted to import into America, until somebody said, "Oh no, you can't use that name," was the Daihatsu D-Bag.
So, and I'm just going to say, John, I'm going to show you a picture of a dong scooter. And I'm just going to ask you, that design, that seat, what does that resemble to you?
It looks like a German helmet to me.
What does that look like? Yeah.
It looks like a
It's a
circumcised
it looks
motorcycle.
like a
No,
there's no way
it looks like a cock on a giant bulldog. So
That's laying on its back.
I'm not being like crude. It looks like a dong
it's
on
dong.
wheels.
It's a dong on wheels.
It's a dong on wheels.
It lives up to its name.
I gotta have one of those.
I'll bet you do.
My junior high
Everybody
man.
wants to ride one of those.
The crazy thing is this happens year after year, decade after decade. Companies outside of one culture not knowing what the names mean, and you'll be absolutely shocked at how rarely the marketing department is checked with.
Well, remember when
names.
Chevy called the Nova and tried to import it
Yeah,
into
but-
South?
So the good news is it comes in multiple colors. The black one looks a little bit bigger. Am I right?
The yellow one's really small.
Oh, send your complaints to Phil at clevelandmoto.com.
Oh my word! Oh my word! Okay, Emma. Thank you for that.
Segment's ending as it started.
I'm just saying, there's no way around that. I mean, it just.
It's right out there.
I'm going to make it the image for.
And kudos to them for kind of leaning into the design.
Is that the electric one?
Yeah.
Right. There's
That's the
the
dong.
special. There's the special accessory, the uncut model.
Of course, the dong is electric.
And
So,
it has a
is
strap
this-
on the back. I'm not sure what that's for.
So it's a good plug-in, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh my word! Oh my word! Well, staying with our theme because Kat is here. We were talking about Italian stuff, and beyond Italian, there's another thing that you really love, and you incorporate it into your regular trips.
Oh yes.
Is a trip to a Moto GP track.
Yes.
Well, I haven't been following MotoGP this season, but John has here, and it just ended, right?
It just did today, yeah.
So I know that you and Kat were saying, it's
Yeah.
been a great year, great season.
It's been a great past 5 years, really. It's just been amazing.
I wanted to, for people who don't follow, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to kind of pitch why people should follow MotoGP and tell us some of the highlights this season.
Well, it's
There may be some spoilers. I'm just going to say that right now. So
yeah. I mean, I
if
don't
y'all
want to
are
ruin the last race or anything.
That's all right.
Well, first off, MotoGP is the best of the best. It's the best riders. It's the best engineers. This is the cutting edge of motorcycle technology and also riding technique. We've watched riding techniques change. Literally, riders have changed how other riders ride and moving things forward. You know those silly little wings you see on motorcycles now? That started in MotoGP, and you know what? It actually works. It really does work. It actually pushes your front end and actually makes it feel like you're trail braking all the time. So it's driving the industry forward. It's, as they say, the crucible of motorsport pushes technology forward. So it's not just a matter of great racing, which, it's just been amazing the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Incredible. There is no longer any one dominant racer who's just taking off and winning everything and having it be a boring race. It's some solid competition in most of the races all the way through, and not just one manufacturer winning everything. It's a mix of bikes, and the travesties this year is that Suzuki is leaving.
Can't believe it. They
won the
spoiler alert,
championship.
they won today.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
So if you don't know what Moto GP is, just for a little background, because there might be some folks who don't know, it's motorcycle road racing. It's the top of the top. Each region will likely, like there's Moto America in the U.S., and it's a feeder. It's supposed to be a feeder up into Europe, although it's not there anymore. I'll get back to that because I want to talk a little bit about the U.S. But it's there's 3 classes at the top league. There's there's Moto GP, Moto 2, Moto 3, and a lot of racers will sort of step up through the 3 of those. There's also World Superbike, which is a whole nother thing. But the Moto GP bikes tend to be racers are the top of the top.
That's the top, yeah.
So a couple of things that sort of I just wanted to mention again. So incredible race. This actually the last race was the Malaysian was the great race.
Yeah.
Today's race was a little bit like a settling out thing. A lot of the guys crashed and stuff. But hey, cheers to Pecco Bagnaia for taking the race. He brought Ducati back to the winning. Ducati hasn't won since Casey Stoner back in 07.
Right. Oh.
So Ducati's back. We're talking about Ducatis today, and that's incredible. And that fight with Fabio Quartararo this year was great.
Incredible.
And Pecco, he had that beginning great start, crappy middle, and came on in the end. And I'm thrilled for him. I really like him.
Yeah, no, well, he's one of Rossi's boys.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was great to see them. And Ducati won the Constructors' Championship, too.
Well, and this is the thing that's been happening in the past couple of years, particularly this year. It's been very evident that Ducati has the dominant platform in the paddock.
Yep.
Nobody can touch them in terms of engine power, but also in terms of technology. So many new things have been developed. The ride height device that wasn't around 3 or 4 years ago.
No,
so this happens when the guy's exiting the turn. Literally, the bike drops down and sort of squats down and makes it easier for the bike to accelerate.
Now, aren't they outlawing that next year? There's something I think they can't do on the fly adjustments next year. I believe. I think they finally outlawed that just because it was unfair for stuff. But the other thing that excited me this year was Aprilia.
Yeah, Aprilia just coming out of nowhere and doing so well.
Yeah.
It's great to see that. It was exciting to see Aleix Espargaro in particular, who's been around for so long, finally really working together with Aprilia and having a platform that was winning races.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fun to see. I mean, we're losing Suzuki, which I'm super bummed about, but seeing Aprilia come into its own.
I would like to introduce to you guys the how well the satellite teams are doing.
I know.
Into that.
Couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that the Ducati satellite teams, which raced last year's bike, is competitive with this year's bike. I love when I see those guys come up.
Right.
So, question I went back and looked again. So, this year we had Cam Bobier, Joe Roberts, and we have Sean Dilly Kelly, all American riders in the lower classes. Cam's done this year. This is last year. He's coming back. Cam, I love you. I'm glad you're coming back.
He's been around a while.
Yeah. So he did wonderful. Had a rough race this year, but did really well. But I look back, there was a run from 78 to 93 where U.S. riders, we won 13 out of 16 races. Mm-hmm. And then, and that was about it. So Nicky Hayden was the last champion that we had.
Right.
Why aren't American racers competitive anymore?
Death of the middle class in the United States.
Well, there you go.
That's a really good point.
There's just not enough families out there who can afford to put your 3-year-old on a bike and then have a competitive racing environment where there's 20 other kids that they're racing against. And then they move up classes. There's just not enough people. There's not enough money. Is there a
stronger middle class in Europe that's driving?
Yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Huh. Interesting.
Huh. But there is in motocross and other, motorcycle sports. But I guess to race on the track, it's extremely expensive.
I wouldn't say extremely, but yes, it does cost a bit more.
It does require money, a lot of money.
You think, love Wayne Rainey, love Moto America, but is that really going to be the ground for developing new talent from the U.S., you think?
Well, I'm seeing some new racers come up through right now, like the Sportback Track Gear Juniors Cup has been pushing out some really good talent, and I'm hoping to see some of those young racers move on to Moto 3 Particularly, I'm a big fan of Kaylee Yakoff. She's been
Right.
kicking ass, and she's also, she's a good personality that's doing everything right. And I really hope to see her make the move to Moto 3 or maybe the Red Bull Rookies Cup or something.
Right.
So we can start seeing some American, blood back in the paddock, particularly coming from the base level. I get Cameron Bobier, won the championship, incredible racer. And then moved on to Moto 2. And boy, it's just like he was winning races in the United States, and then boom, he's in Moto 2. It's just like he got thrown to the sharks. He did really well in competing, but boy, it lets you know just how much more competitive the European race scene is.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping Joe's looked really good this year at times also, so I'm hoping he sticks
Yeah, he's definitely had some moments this year.
So how are you feeling about Maverick and Mark Marquez? I mean, are they past their primes now? Vinales is with Aprilia and had a kind of an okay, but then not.
Well, I think I get more back to the individual personalities of those particular racers, and then you get into my personal opinion about those two racers.
There's no denying Mark is an incredibly talented rider, and he can handle himself when things go squirrely and when those tires, when he's lost his rubber, you know.
I mean, amazing you came back after that surgery this year.
Yes.
That's been a very tough battle.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much that we can talk about. I mean, we're not a racing podcast, but there's just so much that sort of overlaps. I mean, to Cat's point, what they're developing at that level is making its way back into our motorcycles. I mean, traction control and
Oh yeah.
And so it's exciting, and it's really good for us to continue to watch so we can grow that sport in the U.S.
Well, and this is really how that's tied into my business is people have been watching Moto GP, and then they say, geez, that's an incredible racetrack. And I give people the opportunity to ride on that racetrack. And once you ride on that particular racetrack, you never watch the race the same way again because you know that turn. You know that the waterfall at Sachsenring really is a lot steeper than it looks. You know that the reverse corkscrew at Aragon is actually a joke and shouldn't be called a corkscrew compared to Laguna Seca.
The southern loop of Phillip Island.
Oh, see, I'm so jealous you guys get to go on these tracks. Yeah. What do you think your favorite track is out of all these?
Phillip Island.
Phillip Island is?
Yeah.
Huh.
I planted the bug.
Yeah.
How many times you've been there?
I think we've been there 3 times.
Really?
4? 4? Okay.
4 times. What's so special about it?
It's the track is very grippy. The facilities aren't as nice as say something like Mugello or Aragon or even Brno. The facilities need to be refurbished, but the track itself is very grippy. Mm-hmm. It's right there on the ocean, so there's this incredible view. You come out of the last turn onto the straightaway, and you literally get this great ocean view. Whereupon you have to remember you have to slow down just a little bit, not a lot, but you do have to slow down a little bit for the turn to the right. And then the Southern Loop is my favorite turn of all tracks in the world. It's a double apex turn, and throttling out of the Southern Loop is just the best feeling.
What speed is it?
Oh, geez, I never look at my speed.
Or gear, yeah.
I'll probably be in third.
Okay.
Third coming out.
So you're cooking through there.
Yeah. No, we're going 80 up to 120.
So what are you most excited about for next year, and what racer are you most excited about?
Yeah,
for
who
next
should
year?
somebody be watching?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, for
Bastianini?
Bastianini.
Yeah, the beast.
Sorry.
Yeah, you got it. It's Bastianini. It's and Bastianini and Pecco on the same team.
Right.
I think I hope to see them dueling against each other, as well as doing good things for Ducati. I really am hoping to see KTM continue to move forward and step up. I'm interested to see how well Jack Miller
it's surprising
does
that
with KTM.
KTM is in and Suzuki's out.
Right.
Because you think, KTM makes sport bikes, but Suzuki makes
because they're not in
Gixxers,
World Superbike either, are they?
Right. No.
So just in Moto America. Yeah. Are they in British?
I don't know.
I don't follow British.
British is actually a good feeder for MotoGP. They make some good racers out of there.
How you feel about Aprilia? You think they're going to be a contender?
Yes, I do. They're moving forward.
Yeah. Super exciting. So the season ended today. I encourage everyone to go back and get a subscription to the MotoGP and watch all the old races. They go back multi-years in races. You can see
the coverage is excellent.
It's incredible.
You can see tons of different camera angles. Yep. You can see way back decades ago.
It gives me anxiety to watch some race in the rain.
Oh, I love the rain races
because I'm like, how do they do that?
That's when I know Jack Miller's going to be doing well.
He's a rain guy. Where's he going to land next year, you think?
He's landed at KTM.
Oh, he signed at KTM.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
No, I think Brad
I'm
Bender.
glad he got a ride.
Brad Bender did the most incredible thing this year with it was starting to rain, pouring rain, and I can't decide whether he missed the turnoff for the pits or just said fuck it and
I think it was
decided
the
to
latter.
stay out in the rain and hope for the best.
Yeah.
On slicks in pouring rain, and he finished the race in first. And brought the win home for KTM.
That gives me great anxiety.
Imagine his crew chief. Imagine his entire team. They're just chewing their nails down, watching the screen as he's out there trying to keep the bike upright and possibly winning.
Wow. Well,
incredible.
Thank you for that.
No, actually, as someone who's, I'm not going to say hasn't been in the motorcycle industry for a long time, because when you marry someone who's in the industry and is passionate and who's grown up with motorcycles, you learn way more than you need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is something that I met Valentino Rossi before I even knew who he really was.
You got to meet Valley. Oh,
I did.
I would
Laguna
fanboy out
Seca.
all over.
Wow,
That's cool.
Yeah.
well, cool. Thank you guys for sharing that. I know I've been watching the program on Amazon,
It's great.
which is really, really well done.
If you're a motorcyclist, you have to remember Moto GP drives motorcycles forward.
Yeah.
For street bikes, it drives technology forward. This
Well,
is where
as
it all
all
comes
racing platforms have always done in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is true.
And that goes back to the beginning of motorcycling. It's exactly what I was saying about Benelli. It's the same for every manufacturer. Racing drives what we ride. If there was no racing, we would be riding very antiquated machines right now.
Well, I'm holding out for the Vespas. I think with the addition of Vespa, that'll really make it
Scooter
exciting.
racing is so much fun to watch.
It'll make it really exciting.
Well, I think we should do a Misfits trip to Coda one of these years, the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, and just go as a group and cheer on the guys over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I used to do Laguna Seca when they had it, but it's not quite the same. Yeah, that might be. I got time for some emails real quick.
All right.
We got a few. Emma and Bagel, you got yours on tap?
Yep.
Okay, great. I'm going to start with mine. This one is from Mike, and this is about the right to repair episode. I don't know if you guys heard that, but do you know that's becoming more of a thing that
You're not allowed to work on your motorcycle.
yeah, you can't work on so Emma can't do some things to Jim's new Gixxer.
I can't pee in his airbox.
Right, there you go. So he says, hey, Misfits, last week's discussion on the right to repair was incredibly helpful. One of the things that didn't get mentioned during that conversation was the period of time in which dealers are willing to work on bikes they sell. Often this window is 10 years and sometimes as short as 5. While I understand a dealer not being able to keep parts for a 40-year-old classic, 5 years seems arbitrarily short. If it is impractical or impossible for home mechanics or independent shops to work on even slightly older machines, motorcycles become essentially disposable commodities. While it may help corporate profits in the near term, this seems like a dangerous, wasteful, and extremely short-sighted trend for the industry.
Agreed.
That is a very good point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you think in 10 years you'll be able to work on his Gixxer, Emma?
Well, I mean, in 10 years' time, hopefully the technology that will allow me to work on his bike will have become affordable.
Yeah. That's part of it, too.
So it is for Triumph. I mean, it's only in the last couple of years that decent software to work on modern Triumphs has become available enough that small independents like me can work on it. The same will happen with Suzuki. So, I think if Jim has still got his bike in a decade and I'm still above ground, I'll be happy to service it for it.
All right. Bagel, you have one there that ties in with this also.
I do. This is an email from Dave Osterday.
Hey, Dave.
Oh, I know Dave. Hello.
And this is regarding the right to repair also. He says a great example of the accessory portion of the right to repair conversation is roll up versus auto windows in cars.
Yeah.
They don't put in auto windows in all cars because they're cheaper individually. They are cheaper as a scalable item in manufacturing. They create less service parts and variants. This is stuff you all touched on. But what only Bagel started to touch on is that they just amortize the cost to all customers, and it is not a high performance or luxury item. Right. And that was my point, is that when a manufacturer decides to install a new technology in their vehicles, even if they paywall it so that only customers who pay can access it, that manufacturer has already paid the cost to put that in their vehicles. And so essentially they're betting on, if nobody pays the extra to get this feature, we're still going to be covered because we've covered our costs for the sale of the price of the vehicle. And anything they get from subscriptions, that's just gravy.
Yeah, good point. And he sent another email.
Oh, yes, he did send another one. And that email says, also, go get him, Bagel. Love that guy. Thanks, Dave. You rock.
Yeah, I hope to ride with Dave again.
And so do I. And Dave was very, very charming. He sent me a lovely little note because I was grumbling a couple of weeks ago because I had nobody to take me to the burlesque show. And Dave sent me a lovely little note and said, Emma, if I was in town, I would be happy to take you to the burlesque show. So that is how sweet he is. And I am looking forward to riding with Dave again. Hopefully he can make it in 2023 or 2024, because I truly believe that Cat and myself have really started something very, very special with these trips, and it's going to be an annual occurrence.
Oh, yeah, it'll happen.
Emma, I just realized we can kind of have a win-win situation here. Our podcast Ember List together. I need a warm-up act for our 500th. Do you want to do some burlesque?
I'll do it again.
There you go.
I'll get my boobs out again.
Always a good time.
Yeah, it's never an inappropriate time for Emma to get her
Not
boobs
that I
out.
can think of. Maybe in church, but
So Emma, you've got one there to read.
Yeah. Now this is quite an interesting point. So I have this lovely message from Tony. Everyone talks about having to upgrade old 6-volt electrics to 12-volt. If it's only for more lighting power, why not use a 6-volt LED headlight instead? In most cases, it would be less of a load on the electrical system and much brighter as well. Well, yes, that is all true and very good, Tony, but it's not just for the headlamp. Now, on the older 6-volt bikes, generally what we found, the headlight is powered by the generator and the generator direct. And the turn signals, brake light, and horn are powered by the battery, which is in turn charged by the generator. And those are the things that are extremely feeble. If you've ever ridden a bike with 6-volt turn signals, you would know what a wretched piece of device. Yes, Bagel, aren't they terrible?
Well, yes, they are. But the argument could be made that you could replace those turn signals with LED turn signals as well, and then they would be nice and bright. But I would say the pitfall of 6-volt bikes is trying to find 6-volt parts. When your battery dies, trying to find a 6-volt battery is becoming harder and harder these days. Trying to find voltage regulators is going to be harder and harder. All of the other things are becoming harder and harder, and that's why I'm looking at converting the CT70s that I've got to 12-volt.
It's a simple case of supply and demand. LEDs are great. LED actually stands for a light emitting diode, which of course it is. It's a diode, and you put electricity into it and it emits light, hence LED. The wonderful things. Yes, sorry, Beck.
And also another point about the LEDs is that they are great if they have enough voltage. Another problem with vintage 6-volt electrical systems is they often do not put out enough voltage by themselves, especially if the flywheel gets demagnetized. So even if you put on these new fancy LED bulbs, if your stator's not putting out the voltage that they need, they're not going to do anything for you.
Exactly, because until it builds up that threshold, it won't even come on. The incandescent bulbs will come on, and
Yes.
you'll get the infamous headlight beam that actually turns through 90 degrees and illuminates your front mudguard.
It gives you a romantic glow.
Exactly, whereas the LEDs won't even do that. The advantage with LEDs is they tend to withstand overcharging a little bit more. So if you have an incandescent bulb and you're lucky enough that your generator puts out way more than 6 volts and you have history of blowing incandescent bulbs, change to LEDs can cure that. But really, when we go back to chemistry and the old, volts, resistance, current, we realize 6-volt systems are very, very antiquated.
Yeah.
12 volt is the way to go for a number of reasons, not just brightness. It's a far more efficient system. With modern batteries, with modern bulbs, it's super compact. 6-volt stuff's going the way of the dodo now.
Yeah, and if you're blowing 6-volt bulbs, again, back to good luck finding a voltage regulator for it.
All right.
Right.
We got time for 2 more. John, you have one there. I believe that we've been getting some email for our friends at Cleveland Moto. So this is for them.
Yeah. We love you guys. This is a complaint that came in. I hate to say this. I'm really bad.
I think our complaints are going to them and their complaints are coming to us.
This is just, again, guys, this isn't from us. This is from a listener. So, Unky Phil, just give it a rest with the top 10 lists. That's the Misfits jam, and if they want it, they can keep it. You can't fool us. If you got 6 guys picking 12 bikes each, and you got top 12 list, whether you want it or not. We go to the Misfits to hear interviews, Emma's amazing hole, it is amazing, and Liza's dumb games, they are dumb. We go to Cleveland Moto for tech tips, strong opinions on liquor and guns, and fat white man going off the rails. Stick in your lane, and as usual, I'm directing all my comments to motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com. By the way, fuck the Honda Whisperer, points are the goddamn devil. From Max T from Vancouver, British Columbia. Again, not from us, Uncle Phil and guys. This is from Max.
This could be an international incident.
And I have one more. This one is from Phil, not the Phil, another Phil.
Another Philippe, darling.
But this is
They're spreading.
So just do whatever it takes to sell that damn Bieber Vespa. How many podcasts do we have to suffer hearing about it? Just raffle it away. Just listen to the last one, you guys. Maybe running low on booze, I guess. I should send something. Didn't seem too far out, and the heck with Manscaped. I don't know. Speaking of winter bike prep, maybe a top 10 list for winter storage. Liza can even make one. Hers would beat yours anyway, Johnny Mac. Do you still have the snow machine? And I'm glad you made it back. Steve Hoffert was starting to worry. Thought you followed Cam to Corvette Land or wandered south with Nick DeVito. Anyway, keep the good podcast coming and more Chris Smith jokes, please. All right. If you don't listen to Cleveland Moto, you should, because then you'll understand both of those emails. So just remember, you can send your complaints to Phil at clevelandmoto.com. Kat, thank you so much for coming down. And Mouse, I'm glad you got to come too.
That was nice to meet
I know
you.
you came down to meet Emma. She wasn't here.
Yeah, Mouse, I'm so sorry. I'm crushed.
Virtual hug, lady.
Yes, virtual hug for you, lady. And I'll come up your neck of the woods next time, perhaps.
You might have to eat Thai food or barbecue.
Oh, I can do that.
All right. Suffer through it. A bit of scotch.
Yeah, I'll suffer through it. Boo-hoo.
So I will post in the show notes a link to the survey also on our social media. And Emma, will you send it out? I know you've been saving all the emails, so you should have a list of everyone who had responded.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to send everything out. And I encourage you, whether you have sent me an email, whether you have sent Kat an email, keep plugging away at it. This trip is going to happen, and you are going to join us. It's just we need to fix in those dates. It's middle of winter here. It's very hard to think about how this thing's going to pan out in the summertime. But the trip's going to happen. once, maybe twice.
Yeah, what I'm waiting on is my track dates. Once I get the track dates, I get to design my track and tour, and then I know where I can stick a Motorcycles and Misfits training tour in between them. And it's as simple as that.
Right.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Well, the Dolomites training tour is definitely happening.
Yes.
What we want to hear from people is, where's the other tour going to happen? Where's the other training tour going to happen?
Roma. Arrivederci, Roma.
And Kat, can you tell everyone again where they can go to find out about this tour and your other tours?
Oh yeah, that's all. They're all now at layoutescapes.com. I literally have now made the Motorcycles and Misfits tour publicly available.
LEOD escapes.com.
That's right.
Yeah. Have you considered doing a tour of Italy on Benelli dongs?
Are we going out on that joke?
I'm just saying. Yeah, you just.
I wonder if there's a water pipe manufacturer called Benelli who make a bong. Sorry.
Womp womp.
All right, let's wrap this up. Don't forget, come to our 500th episode. We want you there. It's more than half. All the seats are reserved. I'm not gonna say sold out. It's free. It's a party. Come on down. We're gonna have a weekend of events, but we want you to come join us.
And Liza has a gallon of tequila.
There's a gallon of tequila and a good chance you might see Emma's tits. Just saying.
It's all good.
Big thanks again to everyone, all of our listeners, especially our Patreon subscribers.
They're the best.
Who are? That's where
The
I'm
best
getting
of the best.
That's where I'm getting the money to pay for all of these things for the theater and everything.
And
Though I will
also
say, I did get a
tickets.
little help from Law Tigers, so thank you, Law Tigers.
They're great.
Yeah, they did. They did help us pay for the theater, so I really appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who's emailing us. Keep them coming. You can send an email to motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, motorcyclesandmisfits.com. That's also where you go to click the link to reserve your tickets. And
Or Uncle Phil at Cleveland Moto.
yes, and send your complaints to phil@clevelandmoto.com. Oh, my word. All right. Emma, thank you for calling in. I know you weren't feeling well,
you're
so I'm
welcome.
glad you made it.
Yeah. Well, there's no point in trying to infect you lot with my lurgy. So I'll be back next week.
Just put some chain lube in your tea.
Yes, I know. Yes, it'll be all right. I'll have some nice crumbly cake and a cup of tea, and I'll be well. Oh, I wanted to show you something, Kat, before you go. Look into your camera, darling. Look.
Yeah, Timmel's York. Timmel's York.
In fact, I've still even got the ticket to entry.
Yeah, that was specially planned. We had lunch there just for you because I knew you'd love it.
That was just great.
Oh,
And
thanks for all the reminiscing.
Yeah, well, sorry, guys.
Yeah. I'm going to wrap this up, and then you can reminisce some more. Thank you, everyone. Time to get out of here. This is Liza.
Stumpy John.
Cat.
Mouse.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Oh,
Forgot about her. All right. We're out of here.
Coco.